we've got a lot of catching up to do because you just got back. You just got back from an epic journey. So hang on just a second. I'm gonna make sure that we're on. I think we are. And hello to everyone. We are about to have a conversation about the convergence. We're also about to catch up. Rob and I, we haven't had a chance to really chat in a while. And Rob he recently came back from an epic adventure. Rob's always having epic adventures, but he just recently came back from a super epic adventure so where did you go? What did you do? And you've just gotten back it was Lebanon, right?
Correct.
So yeah, tell me about it. And then we've got to talk about the convergence. We got people asking all kinds of questions. So we'll talk about the convergence here in just a minute, guys. If you have questions about this upcoming, it's July 14th to the 16th. Put your questions in the chat box and we'd be happy to get into that. So, because we can't wait. We're about to have this amazing retreat. But okay, so you went to Lebanon. Why did you go? What happened over there?
First off, hey everybody. Hey, really good to see you, my friend. Looking forward to getting to co-create the convergence with you.
Yes.
Here in 2 weeks, it'll be our third annual convergence. Elemental rites of passage to fully allow anything that is holding us back from our highest, greatest, most excellent, empowered stuff and bring it into coherence. And what's beautiful is the trip to Lebanon. So I was there for 3 weeks. And, the mission is the same. Ultimately, I really look at like my entire life. It's basically been designed kind of around this principle of really parsing the tools that allow us to peel the layers of the onion off of the human experience.
Yeah.
To really get to the core of our intrinsic empowerment, our capacity, our superpowers and creativity, our emotional intelligence, our social intelligence, our ability to interact with each other, our spiritual intelligence, our fluency in the natural world, all of the different things that are possible for the human experience, to really peel the layers away that prevent us from really embodying our full mastery. So this is really kind of the cadence of my entire life. This is the beat that I march to. This is the drum beat that I
love it.
Follow, so to speak. And so Lebanon was no exception to that. Went there with the intention of, hosted a retreat in Lebanon.
Cool.
And the intention was, it was a return to your roots, reconnecting to our bodies, doing a lot of the practices actually that we're going to be doing at the convergence.
Excellent.
Helping people to really connect to their bodies in space, really grounding in to the earth, really being able to connect to each other in more emotionally intelligent ways, really getting embodied, essentially.
That's important. That is, we're all too commonly disconnected, right? And so getting back into that is so important. So, and did Jonah go with you?
Jonah went with us. So Jonah's our Cherokee elder, and he went with us to Lebanon, which was an absolute riot. And really, what it came down to is when you live a lifestyle where you're pulling off the layers of the onion, so to speak, and you're getting to the core of human capacity and excellence, and you're then living in a large community that shares that value. We've been able to develop a really beautiful, coherent, greater community, not just at Mandala Springs, but in this greater Asheville area. And our goal is to share these tools, the personal empowerment tools, so that folks there could start coming together in meaningful ways to start functioning more as a coherent community of people who are living in in an ever increasing right relation with themselves, with the planet, and with
Yeah.
each other. And so, you know, like finding all of the people that are really interested and invested in living a lifestyle that is functioning in that way, and being able to find meaningful ways for everyone to come together to be able to start to function as an actual community, and just being able to gather, being able to support each other. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean live together in a commune on a piece of land, but it means that there's meaningful ways in which we create all of the myriad support systems that it takes to create a culture, that it takes to create a community.
Well, and
So, yep.
you know, I'm sorry just to cut in, but just thinking about that, you know, that's one of the big goals of the convergence really is we have this community coming together. You know, I mean, simply even the word, the convergence, right? It's all coming together, and we're using those elemental rites of passage to do exactly what you're saying, create a better relationship within ourselves so we can have a better relationship in the world around us. Now, I don't know if it's okay to see the land. I know right now you've got a filter on. I don't know if
Oh, of course. Oh,
I would love to show off Mandala Springs, and Mandala Springs.
How do I turn my filter on? I didn't turn the filter on. It just turned itself.
Okay, while you're figuring that out, I want to just, so this blurry landscape that you're seeing right now is this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful stretch of land out in North Carolina. It's called Mandala Springs. Every year this is our third annual year to do the convergence. There are multiple places. Of course, we offer camping is included. We have all the meals and they're fantastic. Like every year we get an amazing chef to cook for us. And oh, there it is. Now take a look at that. Take a look at that. That is just right outside. Actually, that's just outside your house, isn't it?
Yep. There's my house is right up here. Hi, house.
Yeah. Hi, house.
There's Kumba. Hey, yelling my name. Hi, Kumba. And yep.
And so this beautiful stretch of land, it's hard to believe just as you're panning through, this was once covered in like junk and this is something that Rob reclaimed, and it's turned into this incredibly beautiful sacred place. Actually, you're coming up on the funeral pyre itself. So just getting into a little convergence talk. Yeah, here it is. So a little convergence talk. This is where we start. This is where we finish. Primarily, this is where we bring something. And you don't have to bring it. If you don't bring something to burn on the funeral pyre, it's not the end of the world. We do provide ceremonial tobacco. But the goal here is to really have a ceremonial death for a part of yourself that does no longer serve you. Or it's maybe you've been carrying around something and you're just like, I need to let it go. We don't have these ceremonies in modern life like our ancestors did. Look at this. Look at this. Now, how many natural springs are on your property, Rob?
So there are 40 perennial springs, perennial meaning that even in dry times, they're still flowing, that are over a gallon a minute or more.
Every year I go down there and I take as many gallon jugs as I can, and I fill them up before I leave. And I just kind of like, I kind of indulge on the water. The water's coming out of the springs. He's got a lot of these tapped, and it is the cleanest, most perfect tasting water you've ever had in your life. So what we're offering in the convergence is an opportunity to really engage with nature, to an opportunity to really get to know yourself in a way that maybe sometimes we don't have those ceremonies. So what we've done is we've put together multiple modalities. Rob is a master of, I don't know how many different modalities. It's just insane. And I've got a few that I'm going to be teaching too. Of course, my main one is breath work that I'm going to, oh man, just look at that. That's not a filter. That's not like, there's no AI. That is actual nature. That is our home environment. And I'm just saying that every year we go down there, it is so lush and perfect. and I can't wait to go. It's just, you're just rubbing it in. So now, if you would like to join us, we do still have a few spots left. We intentionally make this, we do intentionally make this a small group. This is because we want to make sure that we have plenty of time to integrate. We want you to feel safe. We don't want you to feel overwhelmed. This is something we've been doing now. This is our third year in a row. Some of the things that we do, of course, we start off with a funeral. So we invite you to bring something. Maybe it represents a part of your past that you've been carrying along with you. Maybe it represents something that I think last year we had, like we had people, you know, maybe they've got bad habit or some, I think there was an old relationship, some guilt, some things that were just some people were carrying around. Throw it in the fire, right? Yep. Make it a ceremonial goodbye. Really let it know, hey, this is, I am making a conscious effort to let that go. And then the rest of the weekend, of course, we have a great time. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a funeral. I mean, it's a party that we also like grow and learn about ourselves in major ways, you know? And it's this beautiful way to come together with people from, I think we have at least 3 people from my Patreon club. So you're going to get to meet some, you know, a lot of people are going to meet each other for the first time. We have one person flying out from California.
Nice.
It's a true convergence of people meeting together, and there's camping. There's a little glamping. I think we have a little bit of glamping space left. I'm not sure. We got one spot.
There is at least one.
Okay.
Possibly 2, but if you want a glamping spot,
got to get in on it. Yeah, you got to get it now. We're down to like, I think just a little bit less than 3 weeks before this event. So, I mean, it'll be here before you know it. So it's July 14th, 15th, and 16th. Mm-hmm. And the camping is free. You do need to bring your own camping equipment, or if you sign up really quickly, you can get the glamping option. You do need to sign up, and then you reach out to either me or Rob. Our emails are on the sign up sheet, and you just say, hey, I want to get that glamping option in. It's a little extra. So I forget what it costs. What is the cost on that? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's not actually in my brain right now, but
it's not a lot. It's not a lot. No. It's stupid cheap. And, but it's a little bit more, but, all the food is included, and it's good for, by the way, the food is not only is it delicious, but it's also like, if you're a meat eater like me, you don't have to worry. There's going to be meat, right? You know, that's the thing we get a lot of questions on. Is like, hey, bro, you know, I want to eat healthy.
Right. Like me, right? You're be totally stoked as well.
Mm-hmm. That's the cool thing. Every kind of eating options. And then, of course, the earlier you sign up, of course, the better. So we know if you have allergies or things that we can start to prevent. But we're going to be doing some deep dive into breath work. We're going to be doing, Rob, I know last year, actually the past couple of years, the first year we had this insane downpour of rain whenever you were doing your primal movement. And it actually, and this is how much of a master Rob is. It was as if he planned it. Like if you didn't know, you're like, oh, I guess it was supposed to rain now so that he can teach us these movements. Last year, it was just this really cool primal movement sequence. And I think we're going to do that again this year. Is that right? Or do you have something else cooking up?
Well, you know, here's the beauty.
Yeah.
Is when you spend your life developing a lot of different tools and peeling back layers and developing tools, part of the fun is the adaptability and the capacity to respond to the emergent reality. So, you know, I have ideas of all the things that I would like to teach. I've got a whole list of opportunities. But what's really going to happen is there's going to be a specific group of people who have let a specific number of things go into a specific funeral pyre.
Yep.
And that's going to determine what actually makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I like to do this with as many of my retreats as I possibly can. I like to really let the container dictate which tools are appropriate and which ones are going to be of the greatest impact. Because there's only so much that I can preempt that, but the more that I'm tracking the people themselves and what they need, the more I can I can curate that in real time.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is, and that's another part of the magic of the convergence, because we have we don't have like a set schedule. We have, hey, these are the things that we're going to accomplish, and the main goal, besides having like a blast and just really making lifelong friends, is, okay, when we get to that other end, and literally, my friends, we have a birthing ceremony. We have a funeral at the beginning, and we have an absolutely incredible birthing ceremony. I'm not going to give it all away, but let me just say that if you've seen some of our promo videos, you've seen us right before birth. And there's a complete ceremony around that as well. So we've got breath work, we got hot. Well, so Jonah is going to lead us. And we have a complete ceremony around that. And what I always love about that is he always says, hey, happy second birthday. There's a whole process of and a whole tradition of letting yourself be born. And that is the thing, because it's very difficult when you're dragging something around, right? You have to let something die for there to be space for that new part of you to be born. And so it's not just a funeral, most of it's a birth. Most of it is birthing that new part of ourselves.
Well, the funeral is actually just the first evening. It's like a simple ceremony where, like Jesse said, we really part of the magic is really doing some soul searching and figuring out what is it that's on the surface right now. What is it that's holding me back? That's right at the surface. What's something that I've needed a boost in my own personal courage, in my own personal power to actually move out of my life, to literally give it to the funeral pyre, to give it to death.
Yeah.
And also doing some soul searching and like, well, what might it be that that can occupy that same space instead, that serves and supports me? And even if you don't have an answer to that, that's fine, because that's something that will emerge in the process.
Yeah.
And
that's the beauty of it.
That we get to rebirth into at the end of our adventure together.
Every year, people are like, I had so many aha moments during that session, or, I really didn't think this was, I knew it was going to be fun, and, I knew I was going to have a great time, but I just didn't realize, I wasn't really prepared for just how profound of an experience it was going to be. So, it's all of those things and more. And then, of course, I'm bringing my guitar, brother. We're going to do this.
The music's coming.
We have these great jam sessions, and we have these great community, just around the fire, things that humans have been doing for ages and ages. Rob leads, you lead a cacao ceremony, I believe. And Rob, for those guys who don't know, Rob is a craft chocolatier. This is one of the coolest things, that you may not already know. He is a chocolatier. That's the name, right? Can I say chocolatier?
Of course. I like to say cacalchemist.
Oh, that's okay. That's perfect. I'm never going to say chocolatier again. Yeah, he's a cacalchemist. Oh, man, there's so much magic in that. So the interesting thing is, now when you come out, you're going to get to taste Rob's chocolate. And this is all part of the magic of Mandala Springs, is that you're in this beautiful natural landscape where you can drink the water from all these. That's right there. That is the chocolate factory. Now upstairs is a studio where we're going to do some breath work, where we'll have some sessions. If it rains, we go in there. So don't worry. If it rains, we're all good. But then the downstairs is the craftery. And I know Rob is always happy to show people around his craftery. It's amazing. And once you learn about the chocolate industry, and this is something that Rob he'll tell you about whenever we're out there, you'll never look at chocolate the same way again. So I'll just leave it at that. Now, okay, so we got to talk about price. So when it comes down to the convergence, we don't charge that much, and this is one of those things. So it's $6.99 per person, and that includes, if you want to build a fire, you can, firewood and stuff like that. But you do need to bring your own camping or your tent. But everything else is taken care of for you. So you've got your all your meals are taken care of, and believe me, you will be busy the entire time working on yourself and having an amazing time. The then of course, if you wanted to glamp, there is a few options if you jump on it right now, because those probably will go pretty fast. But the thing is, one of the reasons why we do this for so little, a lot of people are like, dude, all the things you're doing, I would pay that much just for each of those things. And I get that, but Rob and I do this ourselves. So it's not just like we're standing there and you're putting something in the fire and you're doing it. We are there to facilitate, but we're also going through this process together. And every year is this profound thing. Rob and I will put something in the fire. We're going to be part of that same ceremony, and we're going to be reborn at the end of it as well. And there is so much to that. It's one of those things where we would do this on our own
Ourselves.
Anyway. But we want to bring this to the world, and we want to take some people along with us on this trip. So we do offer it out for everybody, but again, it's for a select group. It's not a giant group. We do try to purposely keep this small, because of, we want to make sure that everyone has a profound experience, and it's not just, hey, wait your turn in line and okay, now it's your turn, done. You will get to know the people that are here, they're at this event. This is not just a, come one, come all thing. So I think last time I checked, we have 6 spots open. It's either 5 or 6. And then we have 1 or 2, possibly 2 glamping spots left. And so this is a beautiful event that I look forward to every year. Here's the thing. So Rob and I, we've done a few events. This one's the one that is just like, nah, it's got to happen every single year. And I do want to make it out to North Carolina more often. It's crazy life, and we got to figure something else out too. But the convergence is kind of our foundational, thing. It's this thing that we hatched together. What was it back in? Was it what year was it? 2020 or 20? I guess it was 2021. Or was it 2020?
Yeah, something like that.
Or maybe, okay, it was 2021 because this is our 3rd year. Okay, so
we hatched it in 2020.
We hatched it in 2020. Yeah,
it birthed in 2021.
That's right. So, guys, we want to thank you guys for being here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Go to jessecoomer.com, and you can find it in my events. And if you just search on Eventbrite, it is also on Eventbrite. That's how we're doing a lot of our ticketing. And so it's available there too. You can go to my Instagram. I don't know if you've got it on your link tree on your Instagram yet, but it's on my link tree on Instagram. And if for some reason you're just like, I still can't find it, post a comment on this video with your email address or some way for me to get a hold of you, and I'll let you know if there's any tickets left. But this is going to be an amazing event. This location, this combination of, me and Rob are when we get our Rob and Jesse mojo working together, there's magic that happens. And that's why we, like I said, we would do this. We would do this either way. I bought the plane ticket out. I'm flying this year out there. So I bought the plane ticket before we sold any tickets. I'm like, well, I'm going.
No matter what.
I mean, so guys, we got about 6 spots left. Maybe one, we at least have 1 glamping spot left. So get on it. Rob, my friend, I know that the work is never done on that land. But yeah, it's so good to see you. Anything else you want to cover before we call it a broadcast?
just want to mention, here's an opportunity to come to a 68-acre property with the national forest on 3 sides. Like we said before, 40 Springs, that beautiful stream, the place with the highest biodiversity in the entire subtropical world. So there's nowhere outside of the tropics, and there's only a few places in the tropics that have more biodiversity. This is one of the most special places that exists on planet Earth, and I'm really excited to be able to share it with you. If you've ever watched any of the Convergence lifestyle breathwork videos, then you've seen a lot of the scenery here that I've done a lot of the filming for that stuff in, and this is it's not just a place. There's a profound spirit to it, and there's something really special that's happening here. So my biggest piece of advice is come open, and prepared to learn and grow, and expect the unexpected.
Yes, I love that. Expect the unexpected, be open, and just it's a very freeing experience just to do those 2 things, right? And come with just some openness, and also expecting a great time, because I will say one expectation you can't have is to have a great time, because we never don't do that.
We came to get down, and personally I came to like shatter old paradigms and learn as much as I can while having as much fun as possible.
I think that is to a T exactly our expectations for any event we do. So, So guys, I want to thank you all for being here. Definitely, if you haven't already, definitely check us out. And if you haven't checked out Convergence Lifestyle on YouTube, Rob's got some amazing breath work and some really good videos of a lot of different things. If you want to learn how to do beatboxing, that is one of my favorite videos. Yeah. And if you're part of my Patreon club, you have done breath work to Rob's beatboxing. Rob has made some of the best of the music that I've ever used. Actually, even if you purchased the audio book of my book, there is a couple of tracks with Rob's voice on there. So Andy Jaron, he's coming. Yeah, love you guys. Looking forward to the return to Mandala Springs and the Convergence. We'll see you, brother. Moose Mans, he says, Rob, I hope you get to do another breathwork video one day. So he's looking forward to another one. Yeah,
they're coming. I am creating the conditions that allow me to actually have space to do things like that. It's not yet. There's a lot to be done here. It's a ambitious project to create the most nutritious chocolate possible, and to be creating the regenerative village of the future. These are not casual like little projects, but I love the breathwork videos, and the music is getting better and better. The music is getting more refined. Everything's getting more refined. I've got all sorts of new fun practices to share. So it's kind of like the tension is building to a point where I'm just going to have to explode with more videos sometime soon. So thank you for asking. And I'm glad that I have what I have out there to share with everybody in the meantime. But it's definitely getting there for sure.
Hell yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for being here. Rob, I will let you get back to all the busy things that you have to do. Maybe stick around for just a second after we get off of this call. Right. But guys, thanks so much. You have a great weekend, everybody. And don't forget to go out there and be kind to one another. And one last thing, 6 spots left for the Convergence. One of them could